Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for the opportunity to talk to you about the Azure Minerals story. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I was last able to be here in Vancouver and present the Azure story. This will be the last time, because this time next year Azure Minerals won't be in existence, and I'll tell you why shortly. This is all about the Andover Lithium Project. So the Andover Lithium Project's located in Western Australia, and it's looking like it's going to be one of the largest lithium deposits, hard rock lithium deposits, anywhere in the world. And when we talk about exploration success, this is a great story of discovery and project development. We've got the usual disclaimer and statements which you can find on our website. This is one of the important slides to take note of. It's a share price graph on the right-hand side there. 12 months ago, the share price was 26 cents. And today, it's $3.70. So it's gone up like 15-fold. And it's on the back of the discovery of this hard rock lithium deposit. So Azure's got about 458 million shares on issue. We're currently trading at that $3.70 mark, which gives us a value of the company of about $1.7 billion. And the reason we're at that value now is because there is a takeover bid in play. We are a takeover target, and two of the largest mining companies in the world have joined forces to make a joint bid to take us out at $3.70 a share, or $1.7 billion in value. And you can see there's been a number of takeover offers over the last 6 months, starting about August of last year, then through till October, and then more recently in December. And you can see each of those takeover offers there's been a significant uplift in the value of the company, and it's all on the basis of the deposit that we've found. Corporately, this is a snapshot of just who owns shares in the company, and funnily enough, the top 20 own about 88% because there's been a buying frenzy going on. I highlighted in yellow there are the two companies which have joined forces to take us over. SQM is a New York Stock Exchange listed Chilean company, which is one of the two largest lithium producers in the world. And Hancock Prospecting is a privately owned iron ore mining company in Australia, which is run by one person, a lady called Gina Reinhardt, and she's Australia's richest person. And together those two companies have joined forces and have launched that takeover bid for us. They've also got pre-bid agreements from some of the other major shareholders that are on there, Creasy Group, Deutsche Balaton, and all the directors as well. And the board of directors have recommended that all shareholders should accept that offer. This takeover process has been ongoing now for a month since the most recent bid came in, and it's probably going to be finalised in about 2 months from now. And the reason why these companies are chasing so hard to get us is simply the size and the quality of this lithium deposit that we've discovered. Now, we've put out an exploration target. We actually don't have a mineral resource ready yet. We're still busy drilling. But on the basis of the results we've got to date and of the exploration target that we've put out, that's why these major companies have launched a bid for us. With the exploration target, we estimate it's going to be somewhere, we have a range of between 100 and 240 million tonnes. If it's at the low end of that, if it's a 100 million tonne resource, it would be number 10 in the world in terms of size. If it's 240 million tonnes, it's going to be number 4 in the world. And the other three that are ahead of us, 2 of those are in Australia and 1's in Africa. And this is what it looks like in terms of you've got a lithium resource table here, which shows in gold colour, those are actually producing lithium mines, and silver colour is deposits which are in development or still in the exploration stage, and blue is just definitely exploration. The one that's in red there, that is the centre point of our exploration target. So we've said, okay, it's between 100 and 240 million tonnes. Let's take the midpoint, it's 170 million tonnes. It would put us in there at number 7 in the world. But we actually believe by the time we finish drilling that our resource will be up there about close to those 3 that are on the right-hand side. So literally, Andover will be one of the biggest 4 largest lithium deposits in the world. And so where is it? It's in the Western Australia, northwestern part of the country. It's in iron ore mining country. Easy to get to, so you fly from Perth to Karratha, it's a 2-hour plane flight. Because of all the infrastructure that's in place, you've got gas pipelines, water pipelines, highways, high voltage power lines, all crisscrossing the landscape up there. And we've got a 108 square kilometre project area, which is shown there on blue on the right-hand side. To the south of us, we've got Rio Tinto's iron ore operating mines. To the north of us offshore, we've got Chevron doing oil and gas production and LNG processing facilities on the shore as well. So this is a heavily industrialised area, and all the infrastructure you could possibly want for an operating mine is already located there. And if we zoom in a little bit closer to the project area, it's outlined in blue there. There's 3 exploration licences all granted to Azure. We've got the town of Roebourne, which is about 2,000 people just outside of our project area. In red, those red shapes there, those are the outcropping pegmatite rocks that host the lithium mineralisation. You can see there are literally hundreds of them outcropping, all within a zone that's around about 9 kilometres long by 5 kilometres in width. We've got 8 diamond drills drilling in there flat out at the moment. It's been that way since about March of last year. And we've drilled over 300 drill holes to date for about 90,000 metres of drilling in that time, in the last 10 months. So it's an incredibly busy time. And the reason we were able to accelerate and get that done is we did a large capital raising back in the middle of last year where we raised $130 million, which went in half an hour. That's how much in demand Azure Minerals was at that time. And all of the drilling that we've been doing, we've probably only tested 20% of the targets to date. So literally this project has enormous potential. And funnily enough, the reason we actually bought the project originally about 3.5 years ago was for the nickel potential. And there are 2 nickel deposits in the bottom left-hand corner of the property where it was only after 2 years of exploring for nickel and drilling out these 2 deposits, so we lifted our eyesight slightly, looked over the hill, and there was outcropping all of these pegmatite rocks with lithium sticking out of it. So we zoom into one of those 3 major areas. We call this one target area number 1. There's dozens of outcropping pegmatites. They extend for over 2 kilometres in strike length. We've been drilling this thing now, this particular one, since March. It's open at depth, it's open along strike. The exploration target for this particular area was 55 to 105 million tonnes. Everything is pointing to the resource when it comes out will be at the upper end of that range, maybe even exceeding the upper part of that range. And this is why. Because in this particular area, we're drilling multiple drill intersections with over 100 metres of mineralisation. This is unheard of. Nowhere else in the world do you get this many plus 100 metre wide mineralised intersections in the lithium space. You might get a few. I know there's a couple in Canada that have been getting 1 or 2 or 3, but we're literally getting dozens and dozens of these 100 metre wide intersections. It's quite remarkable how richly endowed this field is with the lithium mineralised pegmatites. So that's one particular target area, and then we go and look at another one, target area 3, which is just to the southwest. Here's another one. We've got an exploration target here of 25 to 75 million tonnes. We are very confident that when the resource comes out for this target area, it's going to be well above the upper limit of that exploration target. And that's why we believe this thing's got the potential for hundreds of millions of tonnes overall. Once again, this one's nearly 2 kilometres in strike length, multiple pegmatites, very, very rich indeed. And one of the most interesting things about this one is we're not getting the 100 metre wide intersections here, but we're getting the consistent thickness throughout that 1.7 kilometre strike length, and we're drilling across this thing. Every single intersection of mineralisation is between 30 and 40 metres wide, and really, I could actually say between 34 and 36 metres in width. That is incredibly consistent in terms of its true width as you drill along that nearly 2 kilometres of strike. And once again here, we're also getting some very high, good grades as well. So where to from here? So we're busy drilling, got the 8 drill rigs going. We've got over $100 million in the bank. The company's in a very, very strong position. We've got that takeover activity happening in the background. But we have to operate on the assumption that it's business as usual. And if the takeover is successful, which is likely to be, but if we have to continue operating as though it's business as usual. So exploration and resource definition is continuing along there. We're anticipating that by May or June, we'll have that maiden mineral resource will be announced. And we've got the development studies are all underway, so a PEA, preliminary economic assessment, is underway as well, and we expect to have that out by the end of the year, assuming we don't get taken over. But this takeover is likely to be completed in March or April, in which case a lot of what we're actually doing here may not become public. It depends what the new owners of the company want to do. So this has been a wonderful 20-year journey for Azure Minerals. and I've been privileged to lead the company over that entire 20-year journey. We've spent 15 years working in Mexico. We've been for another 5 years back in Australia again. And what made us continue through was persistence and perseverance, and with the vision that we would be successful, and we have been successful. And the other things that you need as part of that, you need a good team, you need good money behind you, you need that the vision to be able to see what the potential of your projects are, and then being able to execute it to make sure that you've got them. And most of all, you need luck, and a lot of good luck. And fortunately, we've got it with this project, and all of those things have come together and come to fruition. And Azure Minerals is one of the great success stories in probably the last 20 years in mining and exploration in Australia. And with that, I thank you all very much.